Right, good morning everyone, and welcome back to Bronze Round 11. We're in France today, at the Paul Ricard circuit. Round 11, still very tight, other than Taylor in the championship. Taylor's obviously won the last 4 races, I believe, 3 races. So relatively close behind him, but obviously he's got that 52-point buffer between him and Alvaro. Alvaro picked up a lot of podiums this season. I think he's got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7 podiums this season, so we'll be looking to add to that. Let's go out on board with the first driver. It looks as though it's Maggi as he overtakes the championship leader of Taylor. So yeah, we've got the Paul Ricard circuit today. Not one of my favourites, but it's a long, open circuit, so lots of overtaking. You can expect a lot of overtaking down this straight into the chicane, as well as after this straight as well. You've got another sort of long run into a long right-hander, as Taylor will demonstrate now. Very easy to pick up warnings on this track, something that the drivers will need to be wary of. So this is the second straight I was talking about. Got a long old run up into a long right-hander, which you don't really brake for, and we've got another long right-hander, which there will be a lot of overtaking into that corner as well. Let's go on board with Maggi as he looks to come around and start his first flying lap. It's a short qualifying today, so only 18 minutes. No Q1, Q2, Q3. Here he goes then, down towards turn 1. Again, we'll see a lot of overtaking down this straight. DRS enabled, first of 2. Nice sweep round into the left-hander. Going to get held up a little bit by that AlphaTauri. Down into what I believe is turn 4 and 5. A very technical section of the track, which you've got to get right. A little bit wide for Maggi, but shouldn't scrub off too much time. Onto the long straight, and luckily the Ferrari is just behind, so you won't get a slipstream from him. As he comes barreling down towards the second of the chicanes on this track. It hits the curb nicely, a little bit wide, scrub off a little bit more time, and he'll come down, stick as far left as he can to gain as much speed as he turns into the quick right-hander. He does it nicely, hits the curb on the left-hand side, which will be absolutely fine. Gets on the curb on the inside, which might cost him a little bit. But it's a nice run through the second part of the corner. Again, hanging out wide to cut back in and get a good exit. McLaren just going off track nicely. I think that was Nathan. Coming around into the final couple of corners. Another long left-hander. Cutting back, nicely done for the final chicane as he opens the DRS and comes down towards the line to set the banker lap of a 1:31.1. He's got Taylor right behind him. I'm not going to be able to go on board, but he says a 1:30.7, so 4 tenths in front of the Williams. Heighton goes P2 in that AlphaTauri with a 1:30.8. Got the Ferrari CT08 who's back, just starting his lap. Don Dave also just starting a lap. We've got Patty Pat just finishing a lap, so we'll go on board with Patty. A little slide out the final corner, could cost him a lot of time there. Still got 20% ERS down towards the line, and he goes fastest with a 1:30.6. So a good lap from Patty, just puts him in front of his teammate Taylor by just over under a tenth. A good lap from Patty. Poggiani manages 6th position. See who we've got coming around next. I think it might be the McLaren of Nathan. Nathan just starting his lap. We've got Liam from around the final corner. Going towards the line. And he goes fastest by almost 3 tenths of a second with a 1:30.3, so a really good lap from Liam. And Red goes fastest with a 1:30.2, so time's coming down as we speak. Sus goes P6. We'll go back on board with Jay in the other McLaren as he's coming around the final corner. Down towards the line then. Jay only good enough for P7. As CT08 goes P2 with a 1:30.3, so times are really tumbling here. Got an AlphaTauri coming around the final corner. It's on Dej, it is up towards the line then. And good enough for P7, so AlphaTauri's P6 and 7 at the moment. The other Ferrari, Vincenzo, is coming up to the line. And sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session so far with 1:30.1. So Ferrari 1-3 with Mercedes of Red Wildfire splitting them. And we've got Lee going and Nathan just round in the final corner and up to the line. DRS open. Where can Nathan put it? It's P5. Decent lap from Nathan. Pushes Patty down to P6. Taylor down in P7, which is a surprise. We'll go on board with Alvaro. I think Alvaro's probably the only one actually on a lap. He's been so consistent this season as Alvaro. Like I mentioned earlier, 7 podiums already. About 11 races, sorry, and Taylor's just pointing out, yeah, he's on medium, so while he's a little bit further behind, he's going to have that time to be made up on the soft, so Taylor maybe not in a bad position. Here comes Alvaro then, around the final 2 corners. That long left-hander can catch you out, as Alvaro just noticed. Gets on the curb a little bit. Won't cause him too much time to be lost as he comes down to complete his lap. Only good enough at P11, so maybe a few mistakes on that lap because that's definitely not like Alvaro. We've got AD coming around the final sector. Very wide, but he's going to get a good exit in that Aston Martin. Another long left-hander. I think this is one of the reasons I don't really like the track, is there's a lot of long corners which just don't really need to be as long in my opinion, but 80's going to cross the line, only good enough for 16th and 17th and last position at the moment. Speedy now for Romeo. Coming down towards the chicane. A little bit off the apex, and he's going to compromise himself for the second part of the chicane, but carried to P3 nicely. Hits the apex nicely for that corner. Down towards the final couple of corners. This long left-hander into the chicane comes at you very quickly. And it's foot to the floor, DRS open again for Speedy Bullet. Working the Alfa Romeo driver pit, only P17. See who's on another lap. I think Patty might be, as is F7Racing, his teammate, and he is on those soft tyres now, and he is going to come up to the line, and he is going to put it in P1 by a long margin as well. 6/10 of a second for Taylor. Oh, and Patty's gone into pit lane. So, obviously not happy with that lap. As Heighton in the Alpha Tauri comes down towards line. Only good enough for P9, so maybe some of the drivers struggling out there. Yeah, I've got Podge on a lap. He's going to come up and complete the lap now. And that's better from Podge. Up into P4 with a 1:30.2. These times are very close. I mean, aside from Taylor, obviously Taylor's in a league of his own at the moment. But from P1 down to P12 really is half a second, which is it's really good to see. And from P1 down, well, P2 down to 17th, it's only a second and a half, so some really close racing, hopefully. Got Liam on the lap, he's ever so slightly up. Comes on turn 13 and 14. He's got a car in front of him that might compromise him a little bit. Machi's retired, he's done all he can. He's going to get a nice slipstream here, is Liam. He's not going to use it. He's actually a tenth and a half down there, so maybe he's just getting some practice in. He's still got a lot of ERS left, so I'm assuming maybe he is just doing a bit of practice. It looks like it's got a lot darker. And Nathan goes P3. Wow, great lap from Nathan. And Red's actually improved on her time. I missed that. Evans P2. Yeah, can somebody let me know, is it going to rain? It looks very dark out there. I'm just looking for some specks of rain because it does look awful. And yeah, Taylor confirming rain is imminent. So these drivers are going to have to get out there if they want to get another lap in. But even then, I think the track's going to not going to improve that much. Alvarez is going to have to really put his foot down, and there is the rain, as you can see. So that might be it for these drivers. It might be a case of this is it. This is the starting grid. We'll have to see, can they improve. Alvarez just come out of turn 9 up onto the second of the long straights, and he's down on his time. I don't think he's going to improve from here. And look how wet the track's getting already. Alvarez still managing to make it look alright, but he's gone wide there. And he's off track. And I think that just does prove this rain has come down very quickly, and that is it for all of these drivers. Well, Taylor said the rain was imminent, but look how wet it's got already. And DRS disabled, that tells you all you need to know. So if all these drivers are out on track, we've got Patty Pat, Dom Dedge, Jay, Fear Jack, all of them gonna have to trundle their way back to the pits. And call it a day. What an end to qualifying that is. Everybody can retire, I mean, unless you're going to improve on your time, which I highly doubt. then yeah, you might as well retire and you can skip the last 2 minutes of the session. What an ending. Everybody can retire. So Jack, if you want to retire, I'm happy for you to retire on track. You might as well get into the race. There's only 35 seconds left, so maybe Fear Jack can give us a drift show. Or not. There we have it then. There are the results from qualifying. Taylor takes I'd say pretty confident P1 with a half a second gap to Red in P2. Nathan just behind in P3, so we've got a full F7R name top 3 with Vincenzo and Podge making up the top 5. Doug, Madgy, CTO8, Liam and Fearjack concluding the top 10. Like we mentioned, there's only really from Red down to P10, there's a 3/10 gap, which for this league is really, really good. Really nice to see, nice close racing. It's still looking a little bit dark, so I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of rain in this race, which would really, really mix things up. Taylor, do you know if there's any rain? Do you want to update me? Hopefully there is, because we like a bit of rain. Mixes things up, makes races interesting. No rain, just sun and clouds. Okay. Well, maybe it's going to get a bit quicker throughout the race. We get them for the formation up. Just keep nice and far away from each other. 27 laps of the French Grand Prix. Up and coming. Can we get a prediction who's everything's going to win in this race? Let's exclude Taylor from it. I think Taylor's got the pace recently. Taylor's been very, very quick. It's been nice to see because Taylor's been here since the start of all this, as have a lot of these guys. So yeah, exactly, Nathan. Half a second in front of P2 is quite the gap. So it is mental, but I mean we're so far into the season, it's probably a bit late to change anything, which is unfortunate for everybody else. Taylor's probably loving life, but yeah, I think it is probably a bit late for us to start swapping things around. Let's see if we can get a good camera angle as we've got the final car of Black Dragon come around the final corner. So he did manage to get in. As Jay's been disqualified for not hitting his marks. Here we go then. Can we get a good angle, please? Don't think we're going to. But it is 5 red lights and it is lights out and away we go. Taylor gets a really good start, as does Nathan, who is now alongside Red Wildfire going into turn 1. Red brakes later. And gets Nathan brakes later, sorry, and gets past Red. Up into P2 for Nathan. Here comes Podge on Red as well. Red not had the best of starts, and Podge round the outside of Red. Gets the inside line and is ahead of the Mercedes driver. But Red's gonna have a better exit, is she? Down onto the second of the straights. No, she's got a poor exit. Let's have a look at position changes. So a really good start for Sus, Speedy Bullet and AD up 4, 4 and 5 respectively. Nathan with a really good start as well, getting past Red off the start. We've got Black Dragon and Houghton having a little fight there. Black Dragon looking like he's lagging a little bit. We've got a few cars in front having a battle. J, Mad G, Fear Jack, ooh, so close together. And Black Dragon's gone down the inside of Jay. I don't know if Jay's got a problem, but he's let a few cars through and he's down into last position. Back to the front. Taylor not able to pull away just yet from Nathan. As we go on board with the McLaren. He's not used a lot of the ERS either, so still keeping up. Shows how much slower the race is. A 1 minute 39 lap for the first lap. In qualifying it was a 1 minute 30 lap time. Fairjack has damage, as does Jay. So that's why Jay was letting people through, as well as Fairjack. So unfortunate start for those two. Jay obviously had an astonishing start to the season, winning the first 3 I believe. And Taylor's sort of stolen that form from him and won the last 3 races consecutively. Nathan right behind him though, on his tail. Taylor is on the hard tyre, Nathan on the mediums, so there is going to be a tyre, an advantage for Nathan for a little bit. And you can just see how close Nathan is. He's wanting to get past. I think he's got a bit more pace than what he's being allowed to drive at the moment. And obviously we get DRS next lap, so Nathan really going to be able to attack Taylor on that straight. Podge still nice and close behind Nathan as well. as we see the front three seems to be running away from Red a little bit. Red just in that second gap for now. She's going to want to try and stay in there if she can, and she'll be able to get that DRS just inside still. She needs to be inside at the detection point, which is after this slow right-hander. And Nathan will now look for a move on Taylor, I'm sure. He's going to be a little bit far back, but he's using his ERS. He's got the DRS, as you can see from the off-board angle. And he's going to make a move down the inside of Taylor. And that is move done, and a good move at that. So Taylor up in, down into P2. Nathan up into P1 as Fairdrap picks up the first penalty. We did mention penalties were going to be a big factor. And they're proving to be already. Nathan looking like he's got a decent amount of pace here. Taylor's still keeping up on those hards, but Nathan is looking like this is one of his more favourite tracks, because he's running away with it a little bit. We're looking to pull out of that DRS. I don't think he's going to have the pace quite to do so, but he has really shown that he has got the pace around here. As Taylor gets the DRS back on Nathan. Got Vincenzo right behind Red as well, but Red has managed to stay in that DRS of Podge, so that will help her defend against the Ferrari on this main straight. As Nathan is 8/10 so close to getting out of that DRS, but he's dropped back end and he's half a second in front now, and that might give Taylor the incentive to overtake. As here comes Vincenzo on Red. Red is down at P5 after starting in P2. Mercedes is dropping like a stone a little bit. Now she has Doug right behind her, and there's a bit of a gap from Doug down into P7 of the Ferrari of CTO8. You see that front three again. Nathan, Taylor, Podge. And there goes Podge down the inside of Taylor. A late move. Almost made it work, but it could have ended it in a catastrophe. Luckily for both drivers, they managed to keep it clean. That will give Nathan a bit of a boost to maybe put his foot down a bit quicker. Because if they keep on squabbling, he's got the opportunity to get out of that DRS zone. 7.5 tenths the gap, down all the way to 6.5, 6 by the time they reach the first corner because of the DRS. Nathan almost again getting out of that DRS, but it's not quite enough. And Taylor has retaken the lead there from Nathan. A late move into the chicane. And Nathan's out of the ERS, as you will see there, by the light flashing on the back of his car. So Taylor still with about half of his ERS left, Nathan virtually none. Nathan looks like he's struggling now. Podge is looking to make a move down the inside. Nathan goes a little bit wide. He's going to get a poor exit onto the main straight, and Podge is still there on the outside in that Haas. Here he comes. Nathan's still got a little bit more straight line speed by the looks of it. Podge pulls out towards the inside, but thinks better of it and slots back in behind the McLaren. Good racing from the Swedish driver. We've got Vincenzo right behind them as well. So it looks like a 4 or 5, maybe even 6-way battle for the podium here. That's a good move from Vincenzo. Vincenzo gets a bit of a snap, but he's still there. Pod goes a little bit wide. And here comes the Ferrari. He's going to stroll past the Haas of Podge. And here comes Red as well. In the Mercedes, down the inside. Doesn't quite have the confidence to go late on the brakes. And Nathan's fallen out of the DRS of Taylor now, which could be vital for this race. And there goes Podge down the inside of Red. A late move, Red just has to turn in. And they do make a bit of contact. It was a late move from Podge, and now here comes Doug around the outside of Red. Not quite got the pace to get around the outside. We've got a couple of drivers that are coming to the pit lane. Black picks up the second of the penalties. It'll be interesting to see if anybody at the top does manage to pick a penalty, because that will potentially look at deciding the race. As Vincenzo gets past Nathan on the straight into the chicane. Nathan just dropping back a bit, maybe struggling with the tyres, but as he gets a good exit, it's going to look to go down the inside into the long right-hander. Here comes the McLaren. Good racing from the pair of them. And Nathan just slots in behind. Taylor has now found his groove. He's 1.4 seconds in front of the chasing pack. So we look a bit further back. There's a few closer battles back here. It looks like a bit of a DRS train. Alvarez made up some good positions, as has Don Dej and Suss. John Ball with Patty Pat as he's behind Don Dej. Got a lot of battery has Patty, as he's going to look to make a move with it. It's not, oh, but he has clipped on Dej, and that wasn't the best of driving from the Alpine driver. I imagine that will be looked into. Did look like Don Dej did go a little bit slow into the chicane, but obviously being the car in front, he did have the right to that position and not to be pushed off the track. So get your reports in if there is one necessary, Don Dej, and we'll take a look. Podge and Doug just dropped back from Nathan as Red makes a move on Doug. Back up into P5. Black Dragon picks up a second penalty of the race. Go back to these chasing two. Nathan just behind Vincenzo now, and Taylor's still not making too much of a gap. Nathan just a bit far behind to make a move on Vincenzo. I imagine he's probably regrouping and recharging that ERS. Just whilst he's in the DRS, he's able to keep up on the straights. He's doing a good job at keeping up on the through the corners as well. And noticing that Vincenzo has got back in the DRS of Taylor there. So Taylor, I mentioned that he's not making a big gap. And in fact, he's losing that gap second by second. Be interesting to see who pits first out of these front runners. Obviously it's not going to be Taylor because he's on the hards, unless there's a safety car. Potentially we might see him come in and strap on a set of the mediums. Alvaro's managed to get past Pat as Liam gets past Suss as well. Got on board with these guys. But saying that, we could have a switch in the lead here as Vincenzo's going to come up to the back of Taylor. Down the inside for the Ferrari on the Alpine, and we have a new race leader of F7 Vincenzo in the Ferrari. F1 Vincenzo, sorry, not F7R. Red's still on the back of Doug as well. C28 is on the back of Red. We do have a nice little four car train here, as we've been watching a little bit before. A few of them with not much ERS, as we have got a Red Bull of Black Dragon that's gone off the track. No damage to the Red Bull by the looks of it. He's going to lose some positions there though, and he's down this last place. And who's that that's gone into the pit lane? The first to buckle is Liam, so Liam's gone into pit lane from P8. Going for the undercut as Taylor picks up a 3-second time penalty. So that could be absolutely crucial for this race. The favourite to win it has picked up a 3-second penalty, so if anybody finishes within 3 seconds of him, that could be costly for Taylor. Go back to this little chasing pack, and now 3 cars: Suss, Alvaro and Patty Pat. Alvaro gets a really good exit, and here comes the Mercedes, sorry, and the Alpine on that Alfa Romeo. The Alpine goes down the inside, gets caught up in a sandwich. Probably shouldn't have gone down the inside there, but Alvaro makes it through up into P8. Good racing between these three: Alvaro, Suss and Patty. Patty obviously just backing out of that move as he got sandwiched a little bit. Alvaro has made up 7 positions. I know we've had some drivers that have pit, but I think the only driver that is actually pit that would be in front is Liam, so Alvaro on the hard tyres as well, as Suss comes into the pit lane and Black Dragon's retired. A virtual safety car. So will we see any drivers pit now? Don Dedge has pit, as has Speedy Bullet. The front runners have all gone past the pit lane though. Vincenzo is out of the DRS of Taylor. So that could be really interesting. And they're back on the way straight away, only a short safety car. And Taylor has taken advantage of that, and he's back up into the lead. Wow, restart from Taylor. It's caught everybody out, even myself. That was a really good restart from Taylor. We've got a few drivers that have gone into pit lane all at the back. But wow, yeah, Taylor, what a restart that is. That's a really caught Vincenzo by surprise. Nathan's been really confident in this race, I think, so far. Podge 4.5 seconds behind. As who is that into the pit lane? It's Vincenzo. So Vincenzo's first to blink into the pit lane to get off of those medium tyres. I'd imagine it's onto a set of hards to the end of this race. It is. Good stop for Vincenzo. Go on board with his teammate of CT08, who looks like he's in a bit of a poor position, but he's not, as Doug is a little bit too far behind to make a move. If he does go wide, that would be a warning for CT08. Can Nathan look to make a move on Taylor then? Taylor's got a decent amount of DRS, so he's going to be able to defend, but Nathan's going to have that DRS, he's going to be able to get nice and close behind the Alpine driver. Not going to be close enough on this occasion, but I think Nathan's probably alright with being where he is. He's in second position, he's comfortable in second position at the moment. Obviously Vincenzo has pit, but then he's going to have to get through a decent amount of traffic if he catches up to it. And all of these trains that we did have sort of opened up a bit. Alvaro's pulled a 2-second gap to Pat. CT8 is just behind Doug. So we might see some people pit there as we do. We've got red into the pit lane and CT08, so Heighton picks up a penalty, so that could be costly for him. Onto the hard tyres for the pair of them. Not for the pair of them, sorry. CT08 has gone on to the mediums. So he's gone medium, which is interesting to say the least. Because he's going to have to pit again, which is going to cost him another 25 seconds, which will put him down probably about P15. So, a bit of a strange move, in my opinion, but well, what do I know? He might turn out to win the race, so I'll hold my thoughts. As Doug has also picked up a penalty in P4, which, again, as we keep on mentioning, could be costly. Patty Pat's up into P6, up 6 places. We're up in P5, up 10 places. They'll be hoping for a safety car on those hard tyres. Maybe even go a few more laps, hope for a safety car and go on to the softs, which would really give them an advantage over the other drivers. A safety car now for Patty Pat or Alvaro would be absolutely perfect, as Patty does go a bit wide, maybe insinuating that the tyres have gone off a little bit. As we've got Nathan into the pit lane to get off those medium tyres. He's done well to take him this far. I'd imagine it is the hard tyres for Nathan. Out of the pit lane he comes, and it is the hard tyre for the McLaren driver. And Vincenzo has cleared Nathan by quite a bit. So the overcut not working, the undercut working for Vincenzo. Nathan's still got a massive gap to the guys behind him, to be fair. As we go on board with Taylor once again, who's out front. CT08 picks up a penalty. Nathan's tyres are going to be a few laps newer than Vincenzo, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference come the end of the race, as we have got the race leader of Taylor into the pit lane. He's going to get off of those hard tyres and put on a set of mediums. Good stop from the Alpine team. As Alvaro's into the pit lane as well. Patty Pat does stay out, as does Podge. Vincenzo is going to get out in front of Taylor by quite some distance. And here comes Nathan, who's going to be just behind the Alpine driver, which is so unlucky for Nathan. Taylor obviously on those quicker compound now as well. And we've seen that these tyres can definitely go at least 13 laps, so Taylor will look to be catching up as Patty Pat gets passed by Vincenzo, which is obviously expected, seeing the tyres are so much different. Vincenzo's got 2 lap old tyres and Patty Pat's got 16 lap old tyres, as you can see by the big snap he has coming out of the chicane. Now Taylor is behind his teammate of Patty Pat. Will there be any help given by Patty to Taylor? Patty Pat's been on those tyres for 16 laps as Podge comes into the pit lane, and as does Patty Pat. Comes into the pits to get off of those old tyres. And we should see normal order resumed. Vincenzo goes into the lead of the race, Taylor into P2 and Nathan into P3. Suss is up into P4 as well. This C28 just behind him, or is he behind him? He's alongside him. They're fighting people apparently for speed in the pit lane. Here comes C28 down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. Suss holds it around the outside. Red's getting involved as well, as is Liam. Liam's just behind this little pack. And up onto the straight. Not a lot of ERS left for C28, but it's going to be enough to get this move done, I think. With the DRS on the Alfa Romeo, can Red get involved and make a move as well? She's going to try, down the inside, gets clipped a little bit. Probably should have left a bit more space there, Suss. Good racing from the pair, well, all 3 of them really. As Nathan's just falling back a little bit from Taylor. Ten laps to go of this French Grand Prix. It's been a good one, to be fair. There's been little to no incidents. A couple of things that could have been a bit smoother, but a good race nonetheless. As we have Taylor right on the back of Vincenzo now. He has got that penalty, remember, so that is going to be crucial for Taylor. He's going to need to find a way through, which I think he might do on this lap. Those newer tyres are clearly showing the softer compound. As here comes the Alpine driver down the inside of Vincenzo. Vincenzo's still going to try and fight this one, but that is move done for Taylor, and he's up into the lead of the race yet again. Can he now pull away by 3 seconds to win this race? He's got 9 laps to do it. To be fair, the first stint sort of showed that it's difficult to pull away on this track because of the DRS zones, because of the long straights. It is very difficult to pull away from here. your opponent. 7.5 tenths the gap between Taylor and Vincenzo. Got a little battle here between quite a few cars actually. Red, Podge, Suss, Liam, Doug, all in that little train. Such a satisfying angle that one, seeing all the cars weave through. We'll go back to the leaders again because Nathan is right on the tail of Vincenzo as Vincenzo goes past Taylor as well. Taylor around the outside. Vincenzo around the outside of Taylor, and Taylor picks up another penalty. That's 6 seconds for Taylor. That is really going to cost him because I don't think it's going to be possible for him to pull a 6-second gap to these two. And Vincenzo and Nathan will know that. They'll know that they've got a really good chance of a win here as Vincenzo goes wide and actually hits the barrier there. And that puts Nathan up into P2 with Taylor in P1. Could Nathan win this race? Morning Nick, how are you? Good to see you in the stream. C2808 picks up another penalty, as does a 80 picks up a 5-second penalty. Yeah, all good Nick. Yeah, not too bad mate. Good to see you back around the streams. As we've got an interesting battle for the lead between these top three. I think it's 6 seconds worth of penalties for the two guys at the front. It is, so CT08 and Taylor both on 6 seconds worth of penalties as Vincenzo's really dropped out of this little battle, and Nathan is going to go into the lead as he rounds F7R Taylor, and his McLaren is in the lead once again in this race. We've had a lot of switches at the top here, but this is a really good opportunity for Nathan as AD retires. That is in the pit lane, so no worries for any of these top guys that there's going to be a safety car. I think all Nathan and Vincenzo need to worry about now is not getting a penalty. Because if they get a penalty, they get pulled into this game of, oh, I need to finish 3 seconds in front of you, or 6 seconds. But with Taylor having 6 and the rest of them having none, they have a really, really good chance. They just need to stay within 6 seconds of Taylor. I mean, Nathan has clearly shown his pace here. 6.5 tenths in front of Taylor. Yeah, Nick, I know. Taylor in bronze. I know. Nathan just dropping back a little bit, but should be alright. For the moment, 4.5 seconds behind. He's going to get back onto that long straight and see if he can have another go at Taylor. Here comes Nathan again on Taylor. Taylor pulls to the inside to try and defend the inside line, but Nathan just walks on past and says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that gap you've opened up." And is up into the lead again. And Taylor has actually gone into the pit lane. Sorry, I've just noticed that. Why is Taylor pitted? That's a really interesting one. Unless he's got damage, that is a really, really weird one for Taylor. Because he isn't going to catch Nathan now. And Vincenzo is just behind Nathan. That one is a bit confusing. Podge is on the softs as well. How long has Podge been on those softs? 6 laps, so CCO8 is going to see his chance to get a podium here. Obviously, he's got those penalties, but still in a good place. And Nathan should have an advantage over Vincenzo as he gets overtaken by Vincenzo, but he should have the advantage on the tyres as he's got 2 lap pressure tyres. So I'm very confused as to why Taylor is pit. I know he's going to be quicker, but still a bit of a confusing one. This is going to be an interesting end to the race then. Nathan just behind Vincenzo. Taylor's getting the sandbags up. I'm confused as to why he's pit. Surely it would have been better to stay out and just take the hit with the penalty. Now he's got to get back through all these cars, and while he might do it, he's still going to have that penalty, which is going to cost him. Vincenzo using his ERS, Nathan not relying on that DRS to keep him nice and close to Vincenzo, which is going to do, as you can clearly see the pace that he gains. CT8 gets past Podge, and Podge has a big old snap, which is going to cost him a lot of time. CT8 though does have that penalty, so Podge remembers he just needs to stay within 6 seconds, and he gets that podium back. It does look like we've got a little bit of a mess here, and Dondedge is out. I'm not sure what's happened there. A little bit of a tangle by the looks of it, but Dondedge has retired on track, so that isn't necessarily very good. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Taylor pitting, but he's had a difficult race. Yeah, I really feel sorry for Taylor. Put him up into keep him in bronze. He has a little bit of a bad race. But look how quick he is on those soft tyres. Goes around the outside of Alvaro and makes that move. As we've got Nathan still on the back of Vincenzo, just dropping back a little bit. But I think he wants to be behind on the last lap so he can make that move on that final straight. He's got a lot more ERS than Vincenzo at the moment. Podge still sticking with CT08. Red just a bit far behind. Not a lot happening behind though. Patty Pat's still down in P11. You've got Taylor going down the inside of Sus. That'll be another warning by the looks of it. He's made that move. Alvaro followed him through. Another bottle drop from Red. No, I reckon she's fine. Up in P5, maybe even P4 if she can get within the 6 seconds of CT08. And Nathan is falling outside the DRS. He's still got it for this lap. Morning Ben, hope you're alright. Cheers mate, appreciate it. Nathan really needs to get back in that DRS. Well, he is in the DRS, but he needs to get close enough so he can make a move. Is it down as 5.5 tenths? He's got a decent amount more than Vincenzo ERS wise. Nah, not this time. Here comes Nathan then. He's going to need to use a bit of ERS, I think, just to make sure he's nice and close. Coming into that final lap. Here we go then, onto the final lap of the race. It's got very dark again. It looks like it is going to rain, but we've been told it's not. That will make this last lap really interesting. Can Nathan get this win? He'll see that red light flash on the back of the Ferrari. He knows what that means. Nathan goes a little bit wide. Oh, he's had a big snap, and that might cost him, it's going to cost him a chance at the race win. Just got a bit eager on the power. He might get one more opportunity maybe after the end of this straight. Look at the pace he's gained. If he didn't have that snap, he wins this race, I believe. But here comes Nathan anyway. He's got a lot more ARS. Can he go down the inside of the Ferrari? He's going to switch to the outside. Round the outside for Nathan. It's a long way around the outside. He's broke later. He's going to switch to the inside. Vincenzo just cuts it off. Good defending from the Ferrari. And I think that might be it for Nathan's chances of winning this race, which is so unfortunate because he's driven so well. Down towards the final couple of corners. No mistakes from Vincenzo and he wins this race. And it is going to be the race win for Vincenzo as he comes down the straight for the final time to come home in P1. Nathan will take P2. CT08 is 6.5 seconds behind Nathan. Podge will take P3. Will Red get P4? She will. CT08 takes P5 on his return. Taylor will take P6, but it won't stay P6. It will actually be P9. So championship leader all the way down in P9. Alvaro, really good recovery, takes P7. Sus up in P8. Taylor down in P9, 8 positions lost. Through that race, Maggi takes P10, taking the final points paying position. Patty Pat takes 11th. Speedy Bullet, Doug, Huyton, Jay and Fairjack close out the remaining few. But what a really good race. Lots of clean battles and drivers knowing when and where to back out or or actually go for moves. That's a really good race from these bronze drivers. As Knight for Taylor really struggled today. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to keep him down in bronze. But yeah, no, the bronze guy should be really proud of himself again. A really good race. As we see Vincenzo pick up his winner's trophy for winning the French Grand Prix. We'll see the results once again. We've got Vincenzo in P1, Nathan takes P2, and Podge takes the final podium position in P3. Driver of the day, I'm going to go Nathan, because Nathan was really, he looked very confident today, looked back to his normal self. I mean, we know how quick Nathan can be, and I think he showed it today. He could have won this race. Got a bit unlucky with the DRS at the end, the big snap. But yeah, I think I'll go for Nathan with the driver of the day. If you do want to join for a quick interview, go ahead. If not, then that's fine. We'll move on. We'll just wait and see if they want to join. Nathan's in. We'll just wait and see if Podge wants to join. Give him 2 minutes. Don't think Podge is going to join, so we'll start with P2. Nathan.
What's going on, Billy?
How was that, mate? So close to getting the win. Just got a massive snap out of the penultimate corner before the straight. How was that?
Yeah, it was an amazing race. You know what? I've been putting in a bit of practice this week because I thought I just really want a good race. I've still not got a race win yet, so I thought I'll just put in a bit of practice. On Friday night, I must have been on here for about 2 or 3 hours, and then this morning I was on for an hour, and it really paid off. But the race overall, like the pace looked good. Taylor was half a second in front of everybody else in qualifying, so I actually didn't think I was going to get close to him. But obviously, he started on the hards, and the hards weren't great. Well, you know, after the mediums fell off, the hards didn't seem like they were taken away as well as I thought they would have done. And then Vincenzo got past me, and he was catching Taylor, so I just kept backing out and stayed behind Vincenzo to catch up to Taylor.
Yeah, mate, you could tell. I mean, you said you put in a lot of practice this week. You can really tell. Like you said, Taylor was so far in front in qualifying, whether that was the weather or what, but he was so far in front. But yeah, you managed to keep pace with him, so you should take a lot of confidence from that. Obviously, another podium for you. When do you reckon that race win's coming?
Well, I was hoping today, to be honest, Billy.
It should have been.
The comments.
Should have been.
It was that snap, and I was just trying to push and Vincenzo sort of slowed down going through sector 1, and it sort of caught me off guard, so I slowed down as well. And it wasn't the normal line that I usually take through there, so fair play to Vincenzo for sort of with the strategy there on the final lap. So then obviously I got the snap, but I'd been saving up the ERS for about 6 or 7 laps beforehand because I knew it was going to come down to the final lap.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be between Taylor and Vincenzo. I pitted 2 laps after Vincenzo, so I knew my tyres were 2 laps fresher, and Taylor would have been on the mediums. I just, for some weird reason, Taylor pitted, and I just cannot believe that he pitted from P2 with a 6-second time penalty with 6 laps to go. I just don't understand the logic in why you would do that.
Mate, I said the same on comms. Yeah. I said the exact same. I thought you was doing that exact same thing, saving the RS for the last lap because, I mean, we know it comes down to the last lap with that long straight. Just that final snap just caught you out a little bit, but mate, amazing race and congrats on the podium.
Yeah, thanks, Billy. Really appreciate it, and congratulations to Vincenzo. The strategy near the end there, just into turn 11, where he went deep to cut me off and then switched back and blocked me off. It was great racing, hard racing, but good racing, and he deserved the win as well. Cheers, Billy.
Yeah, well done, mate. Driver of the day as well, Nathan.
Oh, appreciate it. Buzzing.
Nice one.
I'll put it on the sheet. Nice one, mate.
Vincenzo.
Yo, hello.
Well done, mate. A race win for you. Back in bronze. How did you find that?
It was a struggle to win.
A struggle?
Yeah, I didn't expect it with Nathan and Taylor out qualifying me and that. And then just in the race they was much better than me. Especially when going onto them hard tyres, they were just they were nothing compared to the mediums,
Yeah.
I thought the hard tyres were going to be, manageable, but they were just after 3 laps or something, they were just already starting to die. So
Yeah. I mean, you had a really good race, mate. At what point did you sort of think, I could potentially look at winning this race?
Well, I didn't really think of the win until Taylor pitted. I knew a podium was there, maybe a P2 or a P3, but I never thought of the win until Taylor pitted, and then it was just whatever happens here with Nathan happens, just go for it, race clean and all that, and try.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Well, you had a really good race. Back up on the top step. So congratulations, mate, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, bro. See ya.
Nice one. Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
There we have it then, guys. That's it for this week. A really good race. Really clean racing yet again in bronze, which is really nice to see. We'll be back next week No, we won't be back next week, I don't think. It's a break next week, I believe, if that's me being correct. Let me just check. Cheers, I wrote. Good race, mate. Yeah, I believe it's a break next week for Mother's Day, so we'll be back the weekend after on the 17th. There is obviously silver in an hour at half 12, and we've got gold later on at 7 o'clock. So yeah, we'll see you all later.